People shopping for a mid-range Samsung phone right now are choosing between two phones that are genuinely solid. The Samsung Galaxy A17 5G and the Samsung Galaxy A36 5G sit close together in price, share the same screen size, and both run the latest Android software out of the box. So the question is not which one works but which one is worth your money and fits your lifestyle. Both phones use a 6.7-inch FHD plus Super AMOLED panel, so colors are vivid, contrast is sharp, and outdoor visibility is solid on either device. For everyday use, scrolling, watching videos, reading, both screens look excellent. Where they part ways is refresh rate. The A17 runs at a standard 60 Hz. The A36 runs at 120 Hz. If you have never used a 120 Hz display, the difference might not sound meaningful on paper. But once you have used one, going back is genuinely noticeable. Scrolling feels faster and smoother, animations look cleaner, and the entire experience of using the phone feels more polished. It is not a luxury feature anymore at this price tier, and the A36 has it, the A17 does not. Edge, Galaxy A36. The A17 comes with 4 GB of RAM and a 2.4 GHz processor. For standard daily tasks, calls, messaging, social apps, streaming, it handles things adequately. Some users have reported moments where the interface lags or stops responding under heavier use, which points to the 4 GB RAM ceiling showing itself when multiple apps are running at once. The A36 is built around the Qualcomm Snapdragon 6 Gen 3, a 4nm chip paired with 8 GB of RAM and the Adreno 710 GPU. That is a meaningfully more capable processor and double the RAM. In practical use, that gap shows up when switching between apps quickly, running navigation while streaming music, or using camera AI features without a noticeable wait. The A36 handles multitasking with room to spare. The A17 can get there, it just sometimes makes you wait. Edge, Galaxy A36 by a significant margin. The A17 features a triple-lens rear camera setup designed to cover wide shots, close-ups, and group photos. The system is built for versatility, you get multiple focal lengths, and for family photos and casual outdoor shooting, it does a solid job. The images are clean and well processed, and the front camera handles video calls well. The A36 steps up to a 50-megapixel main sensor at f/1.8, an 8-megapixel ultra-wide at f/2.2, and a 5-megapixel macro lens, alongside a 12-megapixel front camera at f/2.2. The larger sensor on the main lens means better light capture, more detail in shots, and sharper results in lower light conditions. Customers who switch to the A36 specifically call out the 50-megapixel camera as a standout. It handles dynamic lighting and fine detail in a way that a standard mid-range sensor simply cannot match. If camera performance is a priority for you, not just occasional use but actually wanting photos that look good without heavy editing, the A36 gives you more to work with. Edge, Galaxy A36. Battery and charging. Both phones carry a 5000 mAh battery, and both are rated for strong daily endurance. The A36 is rated for up to 29 hours of use. In real-world terms, either phone can comfortably get through a full day on a single charge for most people. Where the A36 pulls ahead is charging speed. It supports 25-watt fast charging, and the charger is included in the box. Customers report going from 15% to a full charge in around 60 minutes. That is a quick turnaround when you need it. The A17 also supports super fast charging, but the A36 25W with an included charger gives it a slight practical edge right out of the box. Edge, Galaxy A36. The A17 ships with 128 GB of internal storage and supports up to 2 TB of expandable storage via a microSD card. If you take a lot of photos and videos or download media for offline use, that expandable storage ceiling is genuinely generous. You will not run out of room on this phone. The A36 comes with 256 GB of internal storage, double the A17 out of the box, but does not include a microSD card slot. That is a real trade-off. You get more storage to start with, and 256 GB will be enough for most people, but once it is full, it is full. If you are someone who stores a lot of locally downloaded content or prefers not to rely on cloud storage, that missing expansion slot is worth knowing about before you buy. Edge, A17 on long-term storage flexibility. A36 wins on base capacity, software and update support. Both phones run Android 15 with One UI out of the box, and both are committed to 6 years of major OS upgrades and security updates. That level of software support at this price range is exceptional. It means either phone you choose today can realistically stay current, secure, and functional well into the decade. The A36 runs One UI 7, which is Samsung's most refined interface iteration to date. Slightly cleaner navigation and better AI integration. The A17 runs One UI 8.0 per its listing, though real-world performance of that interface can be inconsistent based on user feedback. Both phones include Circle to search with Google, Samsung Wallet, and Samsung TV Plus, which gives you access to over 350 live channels and on-demand content at no additional cost. Edge. Even, both deliver 6-year software support. The A17 carries an IP54 rating, which protects against splashes and dust in everyday situations. It uses Gorilla Glass Victus on the front and a glass fiber reinforced polymer back, a durable combination that holds up to drops and resists scratches better than standard plastic. The A36 steps up to an IP67 rating, meaning it is fully dustproof and can survive submersion in up to 1 meter of water for 30 minutes. That is a meaningful upgrade over IP54, especially if you are near water regularly, at the pool, in the rain, or simply prone to bathroom counter accidents. The A36 frame and build feel premium for the price tier, and the IP67 rating takes the guesswork out of what the phone can handle. Edge, Galaxy A36. Both phones support 5G, giving you access to faster networks on compatible carriers. The A36 runs Bluetooth 5.4, which is the more current standard and offers improved efficiency and range over older Bluetooth versions. Both support dual SIM configurations, though it is worth noting the A36 international model uses a physical dual SIM setup without eSIM support, which may affect compatibility with certain carriers like Cricket or Xfinity. If carrier compatibility matters for your specific plan, verify before purchasing. The A17 is sold unlocked for all carriers and does not carry those compatibility limitations. Edge, A17 on carrier flexibility, A36 on Bluetooth standard. The A17's expandable storage support up to 2 terabytes is a genuinely practical advantage that the A36 cannot match. For users who prefer to own their media, downloaded playlists, offline maps, video libraries, rather than depend on cloud subscriptions, the ability to drop in a large microSD card is a real convenience. It is the kind of feature that matters more over time, not less. The A36 international model has real carrier compatibility limitations. If you are on Cricket, Xfinity Mobile, Spectrum, or certain other MVNOs, this phone may not work on your network at all. That is not a minor footnote, it is a deal breaker for some buyers. Always confirm compatibility with your specific carrier before purchasing. The Samsung Galaxy A36 5G wins this comparison, and the reasoning holds up across almost every category that matters in daily use. A 120Hz display, a Snapdragon 6 Gen 3 processor with 8 GB of RAM, a 50-megapixel main camera, IP67 water resistance, 256 GB of base storage, and 25-watt fast charging with the charger included, at $269. The A36 delivers a package that, spec for spec and experience for experience, justifies every dollar of its premium over the A17. The A17 comes in at $200, and it is not a bad phone. It sounds excellent on paper, and for light users who want a large AMOLED screen and solid software support on a tighter budget, it is a reasonable choice. The expandable storage and wider carrier compatibility are genuine advantages. But if you are buying a phone you plan to use for the next several years, and both phones support 6 years of updates, so that is a real possibility, the A36 is the version you will not wish you had upgraded. The performance gap, the smoother display, and the stronger camera make a noticeable difference in daily life, not just in a spec comparison. The Galaxy A36 5G is the phone to get. Both phones are linked in the description below and do help support this channel. If you want to make sure you always know which product is actually worth buying before you spend your money, hit subscribe. Every video on this channel is built to give you a clear answer before you commit, so you do not have to spend hours second-guessing yourself after the fact. The A36 is the winner. Now you know. Go make a confident decision.